Welcome back to my channel. Sass here. I'm here to do another review of 90 Day Fiance, Happily Ever After. Nothing happened. Nothing happened. So I'm not going to keep y'all. I'm not going to keep you. I'm just going to go by the real quick. Okay? I'm not going to keep you any longer than you need to be. Now, let me just say this. Something is wrong with my laptop sound. I have tried everything. I have tried uninstall, install, restart. I've tried everything, and the sound is going in and out. I do believe, of course, when you play it on your devices, let's hope that that the sound will be okay on your end. If not, let me know down below. If it is low on your end, child, turn your volume all the way up or put in earbuds or whatever. So I do apologize. Now, if it's opposite for you, because I have to have my volumes all the way up on my laptop so I can, when I edit, so I can hear myself. And I'm going to put in my earbuds, so hopefully that will help a little bit. But, you know, y'all just adjust the volumes the way you need to, okay? If you have an HP laptop, let me know how you have not thrown it out the window, because I have thrown it. Not through, I have thrown it. That's what I wanted to do, thrown it, okay? Not threw it out the window or thrown it out the window, thrown. This HP laptop has been the worst laptop I have ever had in my whole life. I've only had it 7 months, and it has caused me nothing but stress and anger. Never again. Never again. Okay, so anyway, let's get into this episode in this review, child. Let's get started. All right, so let's start off with Colt and Jess, honey. I'm going to need for Jess to step it up just a little bit. Honey, she boring. She is boring, honey. When I look into her eyes, I see nothing. Okay? No type of emotion. She just there. So anyway, her and Colt are talking about, you know, the night before, how she chose Colt. And instead of going out with her friends, she says that it feels like that Colt is trying to control her, and she don't like that. And Colt was like, listen, you know I'm just here visiting, right? You can see your homegirls anytime. So anyway, they come to a Jesus meeting, and she says that she is going to try to be more understanding of Colt, and Colt is going to be more understanding to Jess, child. And then they started talking about they love each other, and then they got up and they did some type of dance. Did y'all see Weeble Wobble up there trying to do a little dance? Please don't ever do that again. And this is my thing. Weeble Wobble is what, 6'6", 6'7"? And we know he is misshapen. But my whole thing is, I understand your thighs rubbing together. Because, see, my thighs rub together. My thighs rub together. I understand that. Okay? But why is it that his knees rub together? Baby. His thighs and his kneecaps rub together. What's that all about, y'all? In the gym, what kind of equipment you using, Colt, that your thighs and your knees are rubbing together? Boy, if you don't go somewhere, talk about a gym. Anyway, so of course Jess's visa is running out, and she has to go back to Brazil. And of course, since she's done met, you know, Weeble Wobble, she wants to stay here. She wants to make a life with Colt, because she says that she loves him. But she brings up the K1, and here is Colt. Colt was like, we're going to need to be talking about that a little bit long. I mean, we just met, and I'm feeling you, but I'm going to need to think about this, because, you know, my ex-wife, the last Brazilian, honey, that was a hot mess. So I'm going to need to take, small baby steps with you when it comes to this K1. So then she was like, all right, I'm going to miss you so much. Come to Brazil with me and meet my family. Weeble Wobble was all for it, wasn't he? He was like, oh, you want me to come to Brazil to meet your family? She was like, yes, of course. I want my family to meet you. So, of course, Weeble Wobble says, of course I will go, with you to Brazil to meet your family. Honey, Mama Colt is going to have a fit. Honey, she is going to be laid out in a fetal position. She's going to be hot, honey. Hot. So, Colt and Jess are on the right track, all right? They're trying to make this work. They love each other, blah, blah, blah. Now, here comes her homegirls. She meets her homegirls for drinks, and they said, bottom line, we don't like Colt. We don't like his past. We don't like the ex-wife, and we don't like everything that happened between him and the ex-wife, and we think he controlled it. What's up with that? So, of course, Jess, she says that, she loves Colt, and she wants to be with Colt, and she wants to stay here in the United States, and Colt is it. And she also tells her friends that, hey, I asked him to come with me to Brazil to meet the family. And they were like, what? Honey, one of them almost choked on her drink. She was like, you got to be kidding me. Do you really think that is a good idea to have Colt go with you to Brazil and meet your family? I don't know about all that now. I don't know about all that. And then Jess, she talks about this Vanessa girl. Are we going to meet Vanessa? Why she keep bringing her up? Is this going to be the twist? It better be. I want to see some hair pulling. I want to see Jess break some. I want to see Jess at least raise her voice to an octave. Honey, she is boring. And so is Colt. I need fights. Okay? So, I don't know why y'all keep bringing up Vanessa. Unless Vanessa and Jess get into a fisticuffs, I don't want to hear nothing else about Vanessa. What we care? Okay? Colt said that's his friend. All right? Jess says, well, I'm going to have to believe what he says. So, is he messing around with Vanessa? Is that what we getting at, y'all? He messing around with both of them, child. Who cares at this point? I want to see blood. Because, honey, this little storyline right here with Jess, it ain't doing nothing for me, child. Let's talk about Larissa. So, as we know, her homegirl hooked her up on a blind date. Okay, his name is Michael, or was it Matt? Anyway, she goes on this blind date. She looked real nice, real pretty dress. Her hair was pretty, her makeup was pretty. And the guy, he was all right. I mean, he was okay. He needed to cut some of his hair. Just about, 2 inches off the top would suffice, okay? A lot of hair up on top, but he seemed like a gentleman. He seemed very nice, but he also seemed like that sleazy, evil villain character in all them Lifetime movies. I mean, it starts off good, and then it ends up with him trying to kill you. So, anyway, so they get to know each other, and of course, Larissa, she likes to talk. So she brings up Colt, and she also brings up her arrest. She says, listen here, okay, I had an ex-husband. He was no good. Let me explain. I kinda, mighta, coulda, woulda, did. I got arrested 3 times. And he was like, 3 times? And she was like, yeah, let me explain. Now, while she's doing all this talking, she was doing a whole lot of giggling. I'm like, Larissa, if you don't shut up. What's she doing all that giggling for? Was it nervousness? Honey, I was like, girl, if you don't be quiet. So, she's doing all this giggling. She's trying to explain to the blind date that she's not a bad person, that it's Colt's fault. The reason why, she's been arrested for 3 times and it's affecting her green card. Honey, he picked that up real quick. He was like, oh, so you're not really looking for a relationship. You're just looking for someone who can keep you here. I'm not too keen on that. So the next day, Larissa, she goes to get her body sculpted. She said the blind date didn't work out. That Michael or Matt, I don't know his name, said, I said no ma'am. Okay, that's what he said. He said no ma'am. Okay, he did not return or call her again. Good for you, honey. You don't want to get caught up in any of that mess. None of it. So, she's getting her body sculpted. My whole thing is, y'all, she ain't got no money. She ain't got no money. Okay? She had to ask her dad for $5,000 in order for her to stay in the United States to work on her green card. But she out here getting all kinds of things done. Now she's getting her body sculpted. It must be nice, child. So, of course, her friend who's doing the body sculpting is asking about, Colt. And Larissa says, listen, I done find out that he is talking to another woman. And it just so happened that she is Brazilian. Now, I'm not jealous. I'm not trying to get involved, okay? I would kill him and bury him. But I don't mean kill him where I get prison time, like actually kill. I'm talking about burying him like bury our relationship. But before I do that, let me go ahead and insert myself in his relationship, even though we are divorced and I ain't got nothing to do with him. Let me contact his current girlfriend and give her all the teas about how scumbag my ex was. Larissa said that she thinks that she should make contact with Jess and warn her about who she dealing with. Child, that Larissa's a hot mess. But hey, if it jazzes up his storyline, I'm here for it. Maybe we can get a little bit of, some emotion from Jess. Because, child, let's move on. All right, let's talk about Andre and Elizabeth. Andre is on the phone with his parents, and he tells his parents that they are on their way to Moldova so they can get married and so they can see the baby and, spend some time with them. And the parents was like, oh, that's great. Where are you going to stay? How long are you going to stay? And so he was like, oh, we're going to stay, 3 weeks. And we're going to stay at your house. Of course, they're happy about that. I mean, they haven't, spent time with the grandbaby. They haven't seen her son. So, of course, they want, them to stay with them. And, of course, here's Elizabeth. Elizabeth's looking at him like you got two heads. Like he had two heads. And she was like, oh, excuse me. We didn't discuss none of this. You just out here making plans, spending all my daddy's money, and you have not talked to me about any of these plans. I had no idea that first we was going to stay 3 weeks. Second, that we were going to stay at your parents' house. I thought that we were going to stay, with my family, all in one big house. And so he was like, no, you see your family all the time. You know that they can't stand me and I can't stand them. Why would you think I want to spend any time with them? No. We are going to stay with my parents. And that's it. There's nothing else to discuss. So, of course, here comes Elizabeth. Okay, heeing and hawing, talking about that he's making all the decisions. He's leaving her out. But what does she do at the end of the day? Ben. She says, okay then, well, let's just make an agreement. Let's compromise. We will stay at your parents for a couple of days, but if it don't work out, we're going to stay with my family. How much you want to bet that she's going to stay with them the whole 3 weeks? So her and her sisters and her mom go dress shopping for her wedding. It's going to be a winter wedding. And look, all the dresses was lovely. Okay, even the dress that she picked, she had to get a shawl because she had to be modest. Don't want her tata showing, child. It was lovely, very pretty, and it fit. To be off of the rack, that dress fit her perfect. Beautiful dress. But of course, her sister and her sister-in-law are unable to attend the wedding because it's short notice and they have, a life. They have, a family, they have jobs, and so they are unable to go to the wedding. And her sister is upset by that. She was like, we've always discussed about, her winter wedding and how beautiful it's going to be, how she always wanted it. And here I'm not going to be able to enjoy that with my sister because of her no good husband. Andre knew what he was doing. Andre knew what he was doing when he was planning this. He intentionally left us out, that no good piece of trash. Y'all know that's what that sister wanted to say, honey. She wanted to call him all kinds of hot garbage. But she says that he was an a-hole and he planned this out perfectly so her family, or part of her family, wouldn't be able to go on a trip. Of course, Elizabeth, she hugs her and she says that she feels bad that her sister and sister-in-law can't go, but what do you do? I mean, my husband tells me what to do and I, abide by it. What he say goes. So, too bad, so sad. So anyway, that is Elizabeth and Andre. Let's move on, child. Lord, let's talk about Tanya and Sinjin. All right, as we know, Sinjin and Tanya, they have not been working. All right, Sinjin, he got his work permit. Tanya, she broke her foot. Okay, a bad break. So Sinjin, he has an appointment, a job interview at some local pub, an Irish pub. And so he's getting ready for that. Meanwhile, he still has to take care of Tanya, okay? He has to get her clothes out. He has to give her a shower. And so, Tanya is worried. She was like, listen, I haven't been bartending. There's no money coming in. We are tight on money. And Sinjin was like, listen, we got to pay these bills. Rent is due. I don't know what we're going to do, child. So he goes to his little bartending job interview, and the owner of the pub seemed real cool, okay? He was like, listen, I know what Sinjin is going through. Me, myself, coming from another country to the United States is hard, okay? You have to find a job, and, he gets it. So he listens to what Sinjin says about his experiences with beer and cocktails and all this kind of stuff, and so he has Sinjin pour some beer or do some, I don't even know, what is the technical term, y'all? Anyway, he had Sinjin do a little demonstration, child. And so he was like, Sinjin needs to do a little work on his little, technique. So anyway, he tells Sinjin, listen, let me think about it. I'm not saying yes that you have a job, but I'm not saying no. Okay, maybe I'm leaning a little bit towards no. So here, you drink that beer for free. So of course Sinjin, he was disappointed because he really wanted this job. He needs this job. So he sat at the bar and he's got to drinking and taking shots. Meanwhile, Tanya is at the doctor's office and her foot is not healing as fast as, she wants it to be. The doctor was like, listen, you're still going to need to go to therapy. Your foot was smashed. It was a terrible break. And then arthritis is setting in. Honey, it was just all kinds of things. So Tanya's like, oh my God, it's going to be months before I can stand on my feet for a long period of time. Meaning, I won't be bartending. Okay, I mean, I'm a bartender. That's my job. That's the money that I make. And so now, hey, I'm not going to be able to do that. So let's hope that Sinjin didn't go up in there and cut a shine. And let's hope that he got this job. Well, Sinjin gets back, child. And Sinjin comes back, as Tanya put it, drunk. Why is Sinjin so pale, y'all? I mean, in his, confessional, he is so pale. But, honey, when he walked through them doors, honey, he was red-faced. Sinjin had a good old time. And so she was like, well, what happened? He was like, well, I don't think I got the job. But I got free beer, and I took a couple of shots. And she was like, oh, my God. He has come back here drunk. Just drunk. So they're having a conversation, and she tells him about the foot. And Sinjin is already frustrated because he didn't get the job. She's not working. Neither one of them is working. And so the bills are piling up and rent is due. So then she starts bringing up the arthritis. And honey, he got a fit, didn't he? He had a fit about that. He was like, what are you talking about? You don't get arthritis till you're 50. That one doctor didn't say that. That's not what he said. What is he talking about? I mean, Sinjin just had a fit. And she was like, I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this. You are drunk. And I'm not going to talk to you about this. So, of course, there's tension there between Tanya and Sinjin and his drinking. What a mess. What a mess. Let's move on. All right, let's talk about Paul and Karine, honey. All right, so they are on their way from Brazil to the United States. And honey, Paul has done packed up everything he could. He done packed up clothes, pots and pans, spoons, forks, shoes, part of the dirt, concrete, the air. I mean, he has packed, I bet you, all them bags. All of them bags. So anyway, he done packed up everything that he ever bought in Brazil. So they're at the airport and they get to the United States. His mom is there to greet him and she's happy to see the grandbaby and, you know, Karine, and she's somewhat happy to see her son. Is it just me or is it that her son gets on her nerves? She don't really care too much for that boy. Honey, she done raised that boy to be lazy. That's parts of your doing, Mama. Paul, that's parts of your doing. You don't want to raise the lazy boy. Don't want to do nothing, stay at home. So anyway, here is Paul. He got all these bags, okay? And he comes back with one cart. And here he is piling all these bags on one cart. They falling over. The mama was like, you ain't gonna fit all that on that cart. Paul was like, I got this, Mom. I got this. So of course he found my whole thing is dummy. Why didn't you just get 2 carts? There's only a baby stroller. Your mama can push one cart or Karine can push one cart. What's wrong with y'all? What's wrong? What's going on there in Kentucky? So anyway, so he finally got everything on that cart. He put things in the car. Frustration already set in with that mama because that mama said, you are not staying with me and your father. You're lazy, you're a bum, you don't want to work, and once you darken my doorway, you won't leave. So now, I help you get a hotel room for a couple of days, but that's it. You are not staying with me and your father. So, they are on their way to this hotel. And the baby starts getting fussy. So, Karine takes the baby out and starts soothing it. You know, starts comforting it so it will stop crying. Honey, Paul had a fit, didn't he? Oh my God! You took the baby out! That's against the law, Mom! That's against the law! Mom! Stop it! Slow down! Pull over! Honey, that mom, honey, she could have busted him in his mouth. Honey, Mama Paul said if you don't shut your mouth, shut up! She said you blowing things out of proportion. That baby fine. She's trying to calm the baby down. It ain't none of your business. Shut your mouth. Mom, it's against, I said shut it. What's more important, your teeth or me telling you to shut your mouth? Honey, Paul was having a good old fit, child. So Karine, she gets all nervous. And she was like, Lord, let me put this baby back in this car seat. Okay. So she puts the baby back in the car seat. She literally had the baby out for 3.2 seconds. And she put the baby back. And so the mama said, see, she put the baby back, Paul. That's not it, Mom. It's against the law. I'm trying to keep my baby safe. So he says, F it. So he throws a big temper tantrum, gets out of the car, walks in front of the car. Here's a car coming. Almost got hit. I was hoping that he would. And he walks to the hotel. Literally, the mama is telling him, the hotel right there. We are almost there. You're an idiot. That's what Mama Paul said. Mama Paul said he's an idiot. I raised an idiot. He's a dumbass. That's what she said. Paul is a dumbass. This is what I raised. See, that's why you ain't staying in my house. Because of your foolishness. You ain't right. Me and your daddy knew you wasn't right when you was born. Your head tilted to the left. See, it was something wrong with you from the beginning. And so literally, they were a hop, skip, and a jump to the hotel when Paul threw his full-blown temper tantrum. So they pulled him to the hotel. Paul had to get all this stuff out of his, oh my God, all that stuff. And he has to take it to the hotel. How many nights is his parents paying for that? That is a whole mess. A mess. So of course, you know, Karine is seeing all this, and she was like, listen, my family don't act like this. My family don't act like it's a bit. Now see, mind you, at the airport, her mama don't feel too confident about this trip. Her mama worried. Her mama said, listen, I'm worried about Paul. I'm worried about this trip. I don't trust Paul with my daughter. Okay? And see, the Papa Karine, he told her, he was like, don't make him upset. That's what Papa Karine told his daughter. Don't make him upset. Don't argue. Excuse me. You should have told, Paul said, listen here. You kind of shine with my daughter. I'm going to deal with you the next time I see you. You better keep your mouth shut when it come to her. You and your temper tantrums. And I mean it. Ain't nobody tried to soothe Paul. He a grown man. He 36 years old. Don't have nowhere to live. Done brought Karine and the baby over there. You got all this luggage up in the hotel. And you worried about, you fussing with your mama. About a baby being out the car seat all of 2 seconds. Boy, shut up. Shut up. Paul is lazy. He don't want to work. And that's it. That's it. So anyway, they're in the hotel room with all that luggage. And that's that on that. Honey, a whole mess. Just a mess. Angela and Michael, all right? We have been going through this for 3 years. They have been on every episode of 90 Day Fiance, except the other way. If they could have found a way to get on that, they would have. I'm so tired of Broadback and Michael. I'm sick of them. I'm just sick of them. All right? So she's at the attorney because her daughter told her, listen, if you go and talk to an attorney, I may consider going over to Nigeria with you to be a witness. So she goes and she has her cute little granddaughter and they talk to the attorney and she was like, listen, I need a will drawn up. Now I love Michael and he's going to be my husband, but I want my grandbabies to have everything. I want to leave everything to my grandbabies. And so here comes the lawyer. The lawyer was like, all right, so you want to cut Michael out. So Angela thought about it and she was like, well, he is going to be my husband, so I'm going to have to leave him something. How about the house? 50-50. Michael gets 50 and my grandkids get 50. How y'all think that's going to work out, friends? Terrible idea. Absolutely terrible idea. Don't give Michael nothing. You said you was going to leave everything to your grandkids. You leave everything to your grandkids. But anyway, this is Broadback we talking about. So, the lawyer says, well, let's check on this denial, because as y'all know, Michael got denied the visa. But we never really found out why. So he gets an email saying that he can have access to it. So he said, listen, we can finally see why Michael got denied, all right? And then we can go on from there. Pump your brakes on going to Nigeria, girl. Not until we find out why he got denied. See, the lawyer thinks that it's some shady stuff going on Michael's end. Okay? He's thinking that the reason that Michael got denied is because of Michael's doings. Okay? Michael got something in his past. That's what the lawyer said. That's what the lawyer said. But, of course, Angela, she don't believe that. Okay? She says that Michael don't have anything in his past. Something else is going on. Well, you probably got denied because they already know about you, Angela. They was like, we know this white woman, honey. She don't want to have nothing. They don't want to have nothing to do with you, Broadback. So anyway, so she brings up the marriage. And so the lawyer is just giving her advice of, listen, wait until we find out why he was denied, and then you go to Nigeria and marry Michael. But of course, Angela, she's ready now. She says, I'm leaving for Nigeria in 2 weeks. I'm marrying this man, period. So the lawyer was like, well, okay, I've told you to wait. But hey, I can only give you advice. So she goes back home and she tells her daughter Skylar that she went to go see a lawyer, and you know, the advice that her lawyer gave her. And so she was like, listen, Skylar, I really need you to come with me to Nigeria to be a witness so I can marry Michael. Skylar said, well, you know what, Mom, I thought about it. And my answer is no. I'm not doing it. And so Angela, she was like, what? You told me that if I go see her, and the Skylar said, now let me tell you something. What I said, that if you go and talk to a lawyer, I will consider going to Nigeria. I considered it, and I'm saying no. I have a job. I can't be taking off work. I have kids. I can't just be leaving my kids. And plus, Grandma, you see how she look, right? You know she's sick, right? Can't just be leaving Grandma here. I need to be here to take care of her. My answer is no. So, of course, Angela, she's begging. She's pleading, honey. And Skylar said no. So here comes Angela calling Michael. Like Michael was going to do something. Michael was like, we need you. We need you. Please, Skylar, we need you. Skylar said, I said no. You can have Michael on this phone all day. I said no. We don't even know this man. We have never met this man. How do we know that we're even going to get along with him? How do I know that he's not going to come over here and just cut a shine? Okay? My kids are here. We are here. And we don't know him. And you're going to bring this man into this house? Mm-mm. The answer is no. I don't feel good about this, Mom. Okay? I don't feel good about you marrying this man. So here comes Angela. Skylar, it's going to happen. It's been 3 years and we need to get this done. And Skylar said, well, you ain't going to do it with me. It must be real sad to be an 84-year-old woman and you ain't got no friends. Brought back. You ain't got no friends. You ain't got one friend. One. That you can take over to Nigeria just to see you marry Michael. You can't, you don't have one friend. No cousin. No aunt. No uncle. I mean, you ain't got nobody. No co-worker. That's a sad, sad life, brought back. But oh well. So anyway, Angela is going to have to think of another way to find somebody or any other way to marry Michael. Because at this moment, Skylar said no. All right, last and least, let's talk about Karina and Asula. Child, a mess. This ain't going to take long. As we know, Asula, he's homesick and he wants to go visit his family. Okay, now he done got off of his part-time job, honey. He's exhausted. What did that place say? Dixie Nutrition. That's where he work at. So he's getting in the car, okay, and he falls asleep. Boy, I tell you, that part-time job and playing volleyball, honey, he's exhausted, eh? Ain't he exhausted, y'all? He can't take it. He working 12 hours a week. How does he do it? So they go and grab something to eat, and he gets avocado toast, which is delicious, and a coffee. When he ordered avocado toast, she's looking at him like, why are you ordering that? I tell you why, okay? And she's looking at him weird like, why are you ordering that? What's the big deal? Oh, because it's expensive. Oh, because you got to pay for it. Oh, okay. I was like, why are you looking at him like that? So what if he gets avocado toast? Did I miss something, y'all? Did I miss something anyway? So he tells her that he had a conversation with his sister. Okay. His sister says there is a measles outbreak here, and many children have died. the sister. The sister said, I need money. The sister said, why haven't you sent me money? See, that's all they worried about. And so he was like, listen, what about my other brothers and sisters? Have they sent money? And she was like, they have, but they haven't sent a lot. But you haven't sent any. We need money. Lord have mercy. I tell you what, if that was I wouldn't have a family. I wish my family would ask me for some money. For something all the time? Absolutely not. Now, if my family was in need, I'm talking about in desperate need that was not their doing, of course I would give them money. But do you think I'm going to be giving them money all the time? Absolutely not. But anyway, he says that he will see what he will do about the money situation. So he brings up the measles outbreak to Karina. And honey, he says, what do you think about it? Karina over there heeing and hawing. First of all, you two idiots. Once that sister said outbreak and children are dead, it's a wrap. There's nothing else to discuss. Children are dying, and you have 2 small children, and you want to get them on a plane and go over there? Are you crazy? They're nuts. They are nuts. Then they start talking about vaccinations, and Asula was talking about, listen, if they get vaccinated, they'll be fine. If we stay in the hotel 24/7, they'll be fine. If they don't go around other children or on the air, they'll be fine. We just need to get over there. And then here is Karina. I don't know. I mean, it don't seem safe. Did you say children was dying? I don't know about that. Let's go see the doctor and see what the doctor says. Are you insane? Absolute. Bottom line is, it will be no. Stay mad, be mad, die mad. My kids are not going over there when there's a measles outbreak and children are dying. Stay mad, be mad, die mad. I don't care how homesick you are. It ain't happening. So, of course, they go see the doctor. Bottom line is, the doctor said, listen, you don't need to be going over there. I will wait. Now, I can give your babies, their shots, okay? And they may or may not be okay. But let me tell you something. Don't go over there. That's my recommendation. Don't do it. Okay? Don't do it. So, as she leaves, here comes Asula. Is that a doctor or a nurse? And so, Karina said, that's the doctor. She was like, why would you think that it wouldn't be it? Why would you think she wouldn't be a doctor? And here's Asula. I don't know. Asula was like, because she ain't got no penis. Okay? Only doctors have penis with his sex itself. Shut up, Asula. Go somewhere. Isn't there a juicy fruit you should go somewhere and suck on? Isn't there a Capri Sun you need to shove in your mouth? Don't you have some goldfish that you need to shove down that throat? So stupid. He just made me sick, y'all. So anyway, bottom line is, they are still contemplating on if they are going to Somalia so he can get what he wants and see his family. All my mothers out there, would you take your child over there knowing there is a measles outbreak and children are dying? What would you do? I want to know. Leave it down below. All right, guys, that's it. That's all I got. Okay? Don't forget to hit that like, comment, and subscribe. And I really hope that the sound works out, but if it don't, I do apologize. All right? All right, and until next time, friends, bye!